My roommate Dylan kept stealing my expensive groceries and lying about it while eating my $60 saffron, so I decided to teach him a lesson by putting laxatives in my food. What's the pettiest way you've taught someone a lesson? My roommate Dylan started stealing my groceries 3 months after moving into our apartment. At first I thought I was going crazy because things would just disappear from the fridge overnight. My expensive goat cheese from Whole Foods would vanish, and Dylan would swear he never touched it while eating toast that mysteriously smelled like truffle oil. The organic strawberries I bought for my morning smoothies would be gone, and Dylan would insist he only ate bananas while his fingers were stained pink. The $40 bottle of cold-pressed juice I was saving for my cleanse would evaporate, and Dylan would claim he only drinks tap water while burping up ginger and turmeric. Dylan went from stealing simple snacks to scarfing down entire meals I had prepped for the week. I would spend Sunday afternoons cooking elaborate Mediterranean bowls with imported olives and fresh herbs from the farmer's market, only to find empty containers in the dishwasher Monday morning. Dylan would look me straight in the eyes and say he ordered Chinese takeout, while I could literally smell my homemade tahini sauce on his breath. Then my specialty ingredients started disappearing from the pantry too. The saffron I bought for my grandmother's paella recipe that cost $60 for a tiny jar vanished, and suddenly Dylan was making regular yellow rice that looked suspiciously golden and aromatic. My aged balsamic reduction that I had been saving for a special occasion disappeared, and Dylan's bagged salad somehow had complex flavor notes. I tried everything reasonable to make this stop without destroying our living situation. I labeled all my food with my name in huge block letters, but Dylan claimed he was too tired to read when he got hungry at night. I bought a mini fridge for my room, but Dylan picked the lock with a bobby pin because he thought I was hiding his missing phone charger in there. I even suggested we shop together and split groceries evenly, but Dylan insisted he barely ate anything and survived mostly on air and good vibes while I watched him devour my leftover pad thai straight from the container. When I confronted him with photo evidence of him eating my clearly labeled yogurt parfait, he gasped and said, "That's so weird because I'm actually lactose intolerant and would never eat dairy." That was the moment I decided Dylan needed to learn that taking what belongs to others comes with consequences. I researched my options carefully because I needed something that would make him uncomfortable but not cause permanent damage. Laxatives seemed like poetic justice for someone who was full of crap about their stealing. I went to 3 different pharmacies to avoid suspicion and bought both the chocolate squares and the tasteless powder that dissolves clear in liquids. The plan was simple enough to work, but it would guarantee results. I felt kind of bad about it, but I knew laxatives wouldn't actually hurt him, and I felt like I was completely out of options at this point. I started my trap by making the most irresistible food I could think of based on everything Dylan had stolen before. I prepared honey garlic salmon with a maple glaze that made the whole apartment smell like a 5-star restaurant. I made truffle mac and cheese with 3 types of imported cheese that cost more than our electric bill. I baked brownies with Belgian chocolate and sea salt that looked like they belonged in a bakery window display. Then I carefully dosed each dish with enough laxative to ensure Dylan would spend the next day getting intimately acquainted with our bathroom. I made a huge show of putting everything in the fridge with labels saying, "Do not touch," and "Special dinner for tomorrow," before loudly announcing I was going to my overnight shift at the hospital. I didn't actually leave, but instead hid in my locked bedroom with my ear pressed against the door. 20 minutes passed before I heard the fridge open and Dylan muttering about how I always bought too much food anyway. I heard the microwave beeping